Morning peeps, and I'm back with what I eat in a day, 1 year post gastric bypass. Okay, I deleted the last video I made. Okay, so we're starting off. We have my protein coffee, which is just about done. I'm going to make a second one. Now, for FYI people, there is 200 calories in each of these protein coffees altogether, because I've added a little bit of extra protein to them in the form of Greek yogurt. Okay, so that is my liquid part of breakfast. Now, unfortunately, lads, I was hungry, so I got in and I devoured before I could get to shoot breakfast, which I've had, and it was 150 grams, which is the equivalent of a full small yogurt. A normal size yogurt is 125 grams, so I had 150, which is a little bit more, of the high protein Tesco fromage frais with some Jordan skinny syrup on top. I had it in this bowl, but it's gobbled, it's in my stomach, it's in my belly. I'm going to have a second protein coffee, and I have my lunch pre-made, so I thought I would show you my lunch, which is lunch, not dinner, folks, just lunch. Okay, on the plate here we have 3 ounces of low-fat coleslaw, 2 ounces of low-fat coleslaw with some cream cheese and some mayonnaise, that's low-fat. We have 20 grams of cooked pasta to the left. We have 2 slices of low-fat cheese. We have 3 ounces here, 3 ounces of sausage and pudding mixed up in there, in that, cooling down. That will be added to this and gobbled at lunchtime. Meanwhile, this is still cooling down, so it's not going in the refrigerator, and this is going back into the refrigerator until lunchtime. Okay, and that is breakfast and lunch shown to you guys, what I've eaten and what is coming up next. In case you peeps are wondering, what's Amanda going to have for her dinner? I haven't cooked it yet. I make sage and onion stuffing mix, and it makes, I think it's 12 little balls of 50 grams each. That will be on my dinner plate, probably about 6 o'clock. That'll be on my dinner plate. I'll have 3 or 4 of them. And then the meat that I will be eating to go with it. Vegetable wise, I have some mushy peas. I can't put my hands on them, they're up in the press. But I have some ham and some turkey that will be going with that, with the stuffing. I've also got some turkey gravy. I've got some mushy peas that are up in the press, hidden up in the press. And for dessert, I haven't cooked them yet, but I will be cooking them. Just for anybody that's thinking I don't eat enough, there are good days and bad days with the restriction. And I will be having 2 little protein cakes. I'll make the low-fat version. They work at about 210 calories for the 2 of them. I'll be eating them with 100 to 200 mils of yogurt sprinkled over them, and I will be melting some dark 70% dark chocolate over the top of that. Okay, so you've seen that's pretty much solid food taken care of, unless I'm peckish, at which point I have some cold meat, and I have some cold meat other than the lovely ham and turkey. I have some cold meat other than my ham and turkey. Also in my refrigerator, for those who are interested, I have my pre-made large milkshake, which contains just under 600 mils of a protein mix, which is very, 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 very good for you. It's got yogurt, fromage frais, protein powder, powdered peanut butter, a little bit of God, can I think of the name of anything with this fucking menopause? I'll have coconut oil in there as well. I'll put a tiny little bit of coconut oil in there just to add a few extra calories. And then here's the small baby one. It's made up of PB2, little bit of yogurt and fromage frais, water and almond milk. That is to add to my protein coffees during the day. Now, for anybody wondering, the caloric intake of what I'm eating here is quite high. And I'm back shooting again. I just wanted to show you that in the evenings, if I feel anyway peckish or, you know yourself, I'll have snack. Like I would have some mushroom soup. I have some mushroom soup here from, it's mushroom cup of soup with the croutons from Tesco's. Quite high in calories actually. It's 112 calories for one of these. And I'll have either one mixed in a cup or two, depending. If I'm hungry, I'll have two because they're really thick and filling with the croutons. So you're looking at 200 something calories there. And then on top of that, to snack on, I roast a can of chickpeas in salt. I roast them in the roasting dish. I put a little bit of the 0 calorie 1 cal spray on the bottom of the tray, and then I put the drained chickpeas on top, and I put a tiny little bit of salt on them, not much because I'm not big into salt, and I mix in with it some Italian seasoning. It gives the chickpeas a lovely taste, and I put them into little containers to weigh them, and I will have 4 of that, or sometimes 6, depending on how hungry I am. And that's pretty much it. Now, if I were to work out the calories in all of this, now, my second protein coffee of the day. I haven't put it all in yet. I haven't put the dough balls in. I have to put the stuff in yet. So I'll be back in a minute and I'll update you with the stats on all of that. I'm sat here in my house coat. Right, I have everything in. Now, that isn't to say that isn't all I will have. What I've shown you is some of it. If I'm still hungry, please take into account that I will eat more than that. The total calories for that bunch of food so far is just under 1,500 calories. Yeah. Now, you've seen what I've prepared in terms of my dinner and that. It's not cooked. When it's cooked, the meat end of it is 3 ounces. That is literally all after you have either the sleeve or any form of the 2 bypasses that are out there. Actually, there's 3 bypasses out there that I can think of now. There's the bog standard, the mini, and the sadie. Right. Regardless of what you have, you are limited in what your sleeve will hold or your pouch will hold. This is something that people don't get. The whole idea of the surgery, it works in several ways, guys, right? Firstly, it restricts, what I had done restricts the amount you can eat. So I can't sit there and eat a huge meal. Now, in fairness, yesterday was Easter Sunday, and if you talk to my niece, she'll tell you I was a bit of a savage, but I was hungry, so I ate. And yesterday, I ate 4 meals yesterday, but they're 4 small meals plus 2 milkshakes. What you have to understand is my little stomach pouch is teeny tiny. I can't put too much food in it because what goes in will come back out if you eat too fast or you eat too much. So you have to space your meals out, small, little and often. And especially with exercise the exercise regimen I follow, I have to make sure I get my calories. Now, I think 1,500 calories for me at the moment is maintenance-ish. I'll have to keep an eye on the scales over the next few weeks to make sure that I'm not gaining weight, because what is the point otherwise? I'll have to cut back to 1,400 until I hit a level where I'm weighing myself week on week and I'm staying the same weight. What's the point in losing, well over 100 pounds? I fucked all my clothes out, guys. If I put this weight back on, I won't even have a pair of gym jams to fit me. I try not to be rude here, but I have nothing. I mean, I'll have fake all, dude. So I have to watch it. I have to keep exercising. This is not something that you do until the weight comes off and then you stop. I have the disease of obesity. That's what it fucking is, a disease. I've had it for most of my life. And it's not something that's curable. You just have to manage your weight, manage all the obesity-related illnesses that you may have, which I had quite a few. I have back on now, off all medication now, bar for a couple, 2 tablets in the morning and 1 at night. That's it. And I'm moving swiftly along. One has to be I'm in the honeymoon period at the moment still, and I want the changes that have been made permanent. Now, hold on, lads. I'm going to have to stall this fella so I can keep yakking to you. I'm back. I've no makeup on. I look like a shitbag, so I apologise if anybody's offended. Right. The surgery works. Yes, as I was saying, it restricts what you can eat because your little stomach pouch is small. You also cannot eat food that's too high in fat or too high in sugar, or you get dumping syndrome. Now, dumping syndrome can come in various forms. I'll discuss dumping syndrome in a minute, right? So it restricts the calories you can eat from fat and sugar. It also restricts the portion sizes you can eat. But the biggest thing that this surgery that I had done, and I know of other folks who've had it done, and different variations, the sleeve, etc., is it resets 4 basic hormones in your body. They are cortisol. If it's too high, no matter what you do, you will gain weight and it all goes on your belly. We have insulin, which is a fat storage hormone. If it's high, it's even worse than cortisol. Then you have leptin and you have ghrelin. Leptin is the hormone that signals your brain to say, oh, I'm full, I've had enough grub. That's me, you're done, stop eating. And ghrelin is the one that tells you you're starving with the hunger. Now, with the disease of obesity, those two are completely dysregulated. Even though I was a bigger girl, my body was telling me I was hungry all the time. Even though there was enough fat on me before I lost the bit of weight I've lost to feed me a million times over, my body was still saying, oh, I'm hungry. Well, I was eating like an absolute savage. Those hormones were dysregulated. They were out of whack. So the surgery that I had done builds my little stomach pouch and the sleeve if you've had the sleeve. But there's a section on the top of the stomach, as you're looking at your tummy, to the right-hand side as you're looking at it, they remove that section. That section basically resets those hormones to a normal level, i.e. the level somebody who does not suffer with the disease of obesity would have. Like, I see that, I mean, my blood pressure was sky high, my cholesterol was, I had heart disease, a fatty liver. I don't have any of those things now. My blood pressure is still a little bit high, but my dose of blood pressure medication is a shocking amount less than it was. Anyway, moving swiftly along, that's part of how it works. Plus, with any of the bypasses comes a little bit of malabsorption, so you don't absorb all the calories in your food, which is why I'm on the 1500 and working my way up. Just making sure that I'm maintaining my present weight and staying between where I want to be. And, you know, once my clothes fit me, I'm not going to be stressed over it, lads. To be honest with you, life's too short. I just eat a very healthy, balanced diet, make sure I get all my macronutrients into me, that mean the right amount of carbs, the right amount of fat. I don't want dumping. As I was saying, I don't want dumping syndrome. I'll explain dumping syndrome to you so that people will understand why sometimes if I'm out, I will say, oh, no, I'm not having that. It's too high in sugar, it's too high in fat. Or if my stomach's been giving me a little bit of jip, happens from now and the restriction varies with these procedures. Like some days I can eat all around me because the restriction is whatever way it works, lads, I don't know. And some days I'll eat my normal. But some days I could eat a horse. It just, whatever way this stomach the restriction is, you can't, oh God, where's my language? You can't predict what your restriction is going to be from a day to day basis. So how dumping works is, the pains in the stomach from the dumping, if I eat something that's really, 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 really shockingly high in fat, I mean, sometimes I even get it with bread. The pains in the stomach, the bloating, the pains in the stomach, and then you will get the food will make a second appearance. Usually you'll get a second appearance from both ends. It's not pleasant. Don't recommend it. Had it a few times. Tried to avoid it. So, the day before yesterday, I ate very cleanly. There was a few things, I had a video done, but there was a few clips I forgot to put into it when I was editing. So I deleted it. And I've remade it this morning. Quicker version, but this is not a quicker version. But yesterday I pretty much ate all around me. I even had some Black Forest Gatto cake, a good slice, and I ate my full Easter dinner. I think the only thing I left on the plate was the broccoli, and that is because for some reason, and I'm gutted because I always loved broccoli, this little stomach pouch will not allow broccoli in there at all. I have no idea, just doesn't like it, won't tolerate it. And that's another thing that happens, your taste in food changes. Now, my niece did these carrots, roasted carrots with honey over top of them. Well, holy Jesus, I never had anything like it in my life. I'm going to have to recreate that. I'm going to have to see if I can find a low sugar version of honey. And I'm going to make those fucking carrots because they were nom, 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 nom. Only Tesco's is not open today. I would be over there buying the fucking carrots. I was in Super Value last night looking for the fucking carrots. Do you believe they'd no carrots? No, the small carrot baton. They hadn't got, and even the carrots that they did have, they looked shite. They looked like they'd been there for a week, so I didn't buy. But I'll go to Tesco's later on to see if I can get some. I'm going to make them honey carrots. They were just mwah. They were mwah. Anyway, that's dumping for you. Nobody that has had a bariatric procedure wants to experience dumping. It's very unpleasant. That's putting it mildly. So there you go. I feasted like a king yesterday. Had my cake, had the whole show. Today you've seen what I've had. It's relatively healthy. It contains good whack of dairy. There's some meat there. I've got some sausage. I've got some pudding. I've got some turkey. I've got some ham. I've got my coleslaw in the middle of the day with my lunch. I've got my cheese. I think I might even do a boiled egg, so you can add that to the list. That's another 100 calories. That's 1,600 calories, lads. You know, so, and my protein for the day would be 100 grams, which is a good whack of protein for the day. I'm happy out with that. Anyway, my friends, that is basically what I eat in a day. I mean, on average, what you see there would be, some days I would add different vegetables to it. I might have a different vegetable, mushy peas. Sometimes I even have small amount of baked beans. It just depends what I feel like. Or I might just have lettuce and I'll have tuna and I'll put some of them yellow stuff in, sweet corn in top there and some mayonnaise and, and some meat on top of that. I might even do an avocado. But there is always food on my plate. I like to eat little but often. Little but often. So that, yes, I don't want to overfill my pouch, my little stomach. I don't want to overfill my little baby stomach. I just want to make sure that I feed it regularly, that I'm fed regularly, as healthy a food as I can afford to buy, given we're in a bloody crisis here, financial crisis here, all around Europe. All of us are skint. But still in all, I like my grub. So that's what I eat in a day. Now, it does vary. I can't say I eat the same. I eat the same dairy. Obviously, I have my milk, I have my yogurt, I have my fromage frais, I have my high protein fromage frais. I'll even have little protein chocolate yogurt things that you get in Aldi. They're lovely. It varies from day to day what I eat, but that gives you a basic idea of about 1,500 calories, sometimes a bit less. It depends on the stomach, how hungry I am. It's the same as every other human being on the planet. Depends how hungry you are, how much you eat. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed and that it has, pardon the pun, given you food for thought. My surgery, I'm 1 year post-op. Just over a year. My surgery was the 2nd of April 2022. I am happy with my results. I am glad I had the operation. Would I recommend it? I don't recommend any surgery to anyone. I say it's a personal choice. Weigh up the pros, weigh up the cons, and make your decision yourself. It's what I did. I spent a long time looking into this operation before, and I tried every diet under the sun. I worked with my doctor. The weight just wasn't budging. I was severely, as she put it, insulin resistant. And the operation gave my hormones a reset, gave my body a reset, and allowed me, with the work I've put in, sticking to the bariatric plan, following the rules, getting in the exercise as much as I possibly could, fittest dog in Ireland here next to me, Point being, I put in the work. I got the rewards for putting in the work. And I'm hoping to continue to benefit in the form of future ongoing good health and off on medication. And hopefully I'll just get my psoriasis, which is the only thing that bugs me, sorted very soon. Right, lads, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Please give me a thumbs up. It helps with that YouTube algorithm, because I have to say that just does my blooming head in. I mean, no offence. I am not trying to offend anybody. This is not a diet culture, blah, blah, blah. I was requested to, what do you eat in a day after a year after bariatric surgery? So I said, okay, I'll post it. It's here. I am by no means encouraging any sort of diet culture, any sort of eating disorders. This is just a basic idea of what someone who's had a bypass of any description eats 1 year post-op. And it can vary in quantity and in what's on my plate. But I try to keep it around that level. Right. Okay, my friends, thank you for watching. I hope you've had a happy Easter. Take care. Those who celebrate it, those who don't. That's okay. I celebrate it. Anyway, have a lovely rest of week, and I will catch you all in next week's video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It's free. And I'm as mad as a box of frogs. No filter. Cheery pip. Oh, toodle pip, you lovely folk. Mwah.